Iran, Israel, it's a nonstop breaking story. I'm looking at the side of my another monitor and seeing there's lots going on. Dan, just what's your overview sense of where we're headed next?
I think the question at this point, given how successful Israel has been to date in terms of controlling the skies and basically doing what they want, is does Israel take out the leadership? I mean, are we looking at potential leadership change and some sort of revolution on the streets with a new government that presumably is hopefully more friendly, but we don't know. And I think that's where, Netanyahu is trying to go to Trump into supporting this after rumors, or it was reported this weekend, Trump is against assassinating the Ayatollah.
That's the key. I mean, look, obviously they let that leak out for very diplomatic reasons. And this goes back to the discussion we had on Friday, which is while everybody gets that we're supplying Iran with intelligence and munitions, et cetera, they're trying to go overboard to make it very clear. Like, I don't even know who those guys in Israel are. Like, I mean, we told them not to fire anything. They're trying to have this balance. And I get what they're doing, but I mean, I don't think anybody buys it. But I will say Trump, if they had gone after the Ayatollah and taken him out, who knows where we would be today. I think that clearly shows two things. One, there's the restraint that the U.S. wants to show, and two, where Israel's trigger finger is. Right? They want regime change. They want him taken out. And so the question that you asked is, where's that balance? Where is the balance in the next few days between what Israel wants to do and what the U.S. is going to be willing to give them the permission to do? And the problem is that Trump, you hear in the rhetoric, he thinks that somehow this is going to force Iran to the table for a deal. And I understand what his goal is. I just don't buy it. And I think that that's going to be the question. Where do we end up? How much frustration boils up in the next few days to the point where Israel says, well, Mr. President, we gave you some time. We now got to do what we got to do.
Yeah. So, based on the totality of what I know, here's what I think's going on. The president is pretending to be against assassination, and he's pretending to be hopeful about the peace talks. This is all to put the United States on the right side of good cop, while Netanyahu is bad cop, and to send a message to the Ayatollah: negotiate a real deal, or Israel will kill you, and I won't stand in the way. The other thing I think is going to happen is I think that either there'll be an actual attack on some American asset or human, or the United States will create one, and then we will use the B52s and the bunker buster bombs to destroy Iran's nuclear capability. I'm not sure these things are going to happen, but I would keep an eye on them because they can kill the Ayatollah and they can take out the nuclear, the full nuclear capability, but only with the United States' help, and I think it's coming. Unless Iran surrenders. Yeah.
Right, which isn't going to happen. And I think that to your point, one, I'm not a believer in a manufactured event. I will say if Iran goes too far, then that's going to happen. They
already broke windows at the embassy in Jerusalem, so they won't
Tel
be
Aviv,
hard to mean.
right?
No, I thought it was in Jerusalem. Isn't the embassy in Jerusalem? Isn't that what Donald Trump did in the first term?
No, he did, but my understanding was there's an outpost in Tel Aviv. There could be
I
both,
see
and I
what
could
you're
be
saying.
wrong.
No, you might be right. I thought it was in Jerusalem, but I might be wrong. But my point is, governments create pretext all the time. It wouldn't be hard to do this, and Iran might hit a U.S. asset.
I think the problem is I don't disagree with the tactic. I just don't see Trump signing off on it. And
On
that's
which on the B-52s?
no. If an asset is hit, a true U.S. asset is hit,
Yeah.
um, then I think that that's a much easier sell. But manufacturing one is going to be very hard for him to buy into.
Oh, I don't know. I agree with Mark. A Golf
Yeah, maybe,
Tonkin
but I
style
don't think
thing. Yeah.
exactly.
Just
I
having
don't think they'll need to manufacture it. I think the trajectory we're on, Trump will basically say, if they don't surrender within X period of time, go ahead and assassinate the Ayatollah, and we'll find some reason.
The X factor in all of this right now, and you see it throughout all the press, is the fracture within MAGA world. You've got the Tucker Carlsons of the world calling him, saying, "I can't believe you're doing this. You're going to kill everything." And then you've got people like Laura Loomer, Mark Levin, all on the "let's take him out" side.
And Newt.
Yeah, well, I'm a massive Newt fan, but I don't know that from a MAGA standpoint, that's like everyone knows where Newt is. He's
Well,
always
but sure, but but I don't think the president's going to. We saw the president's comments to the Atlantic over the weekend. He's
Yeah.
not letting MAGA call the shots on whether the regime survives, and I think Newt is more influential than even Laura Loomer with the president.
Oh no, I mean, like I said, he is, but I think the Bannons and the Posobiec's and the Tucker Carlsons are definitely making it clear that they're going to have a problem with this.
Yeah.
Well,
don't
I think the big question is what comes next. Like, is this going so successful that now it's like, hey, let's go for it? Like, was it
Yeah.
on the initial plan that this is exactly how we thought we'd go? We'll have very little resistance. Iran can't really do very much. And the end game is to take out the leadership. Because just like in Iraq, once we take them out, then what? Who owns it? Who's going to fix it and put it back together? Does Israel take responsibility? Is there a government that the Israelis have in waiting? An Iranian government that Israel is, kind of backdoored, or we have, that is going to go in with cash and basically some sort of logistical support from proxies.
I'd be stunned if the Israeli intelligence doesn't have like an org chart of their preferred government.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.